Good morning again, and welcome to the fascinating city of Washington, D.C., the capital of this incredible country that we call home. As an association, today we close another year of progress, education, and providing challenges for tomorrow, and hoping that we brought value to the channel in an ever-changing environment. You know, I chose the theme, Connecting Forces to the Channel, when I began this journey in Chicago a year ago. The channel today remains as viable as the first year our association began. But the channel is only as strong as the people that lead the 5,000 plus distributors across this country. Change has been inevitable over the years, and the channel has actually shrunk, but it still remains just as viable. I've talked about it all year. Today in our audience sits many of these leaders, including the award winners our association has recognized in the past, today, and will certainly recognize in the future. It has simply been an honor and a privilege for me personally to serve as your chair over the past year. I was given this very unique opportunity to speak and to network with some of the best leaders in our industry, and to lead a board of directors that truly provides insight, challenge, and will truly delve into the issues that face our industry today. This year, each of you heard or read several topics that I was emphasizing around the components affecting our channel every day. These topics included the importance of the channel for our customers and for our suppliers, the inevitable entry of our millennial challengers to our paradigms, the task of learning new ways to educate and train our newcomers faster and more efficiently, succession planning, and how do we educate the young and the brave to move our companies to the next level, the concept of branding our businesses in order to take our business truly to the next level and keep our customers knocking on our doors versus other doors. The importance of developing strategic 3-year and 5-year plans with your key suppliers and to solidify our partnerships with our joint customer. Learning how to become more relevant in a transformational age where the concept of using technology to sell product is quickly transforming distribution and providing long-term solution packages. Each of you know what's happened in the world of lighting. And today's installer may move from the electrical contractor to a data contractor. How will you remain relevant? And are you willing to commit investment and people to meet your relevance goal? My guess, the lighting world is almost a third of your total volume. Finally, our association has looked in the mirror, and they've begun a long-term strategic planning process that looks out to year 2026 and ensures that the association will continue to provide value to the memberships that we represent. The first draft of that plan was delivered to your board of directors earlier this week. Phase 2 has already begun, and we'll continue to institutionalize the process moving forward. In addition to these points, your NAED staff and TED Magazine have been consciously keeping each of us abreast of trends, happenings, and concepts to be considered in the future. We have an amazing staff of 42 people, led by Tom Neighbor, and they are continued to be a strong center of production for our industry. Staff, if you happen to be standing in the room, would you please stand up and be recognized by your constituents? I also want to take this opportunity to personally thank Tom Neighbor for his continued guidance through this process and through my tenure. Thank you for joining me in recognizing this incredible talent that I've had the privilege to work with for the last 2.5 years. You know, as I reflect over my 2 years working with this group and the opportunity to sit with so many of you here in this room, as well as so many that are not sitting in the room, I realize how much invisible knowledge that I truly gained over that time. And hopefully, in the eyes of both manufacturers and the members of this group, members and leaders that are sitting here, I was able to make a mark that would be seen as improvement. I used a quote in my final TED column, written by Henry Ford, that went something like this: coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is true success. For me, I had a very small catalyst that helped me believe that that quote specifically was meant for our industry. Last year, at our May meeting in Chicago, one day before I was to take the gavel as chair, a very special friend, our previous chair, Mo Barsima, gave me a gift that to this day I truly cherish. And it characterizes my attitude in my life. Mo gave me a book that was simply titled Believe. And inside that book was a card from her that said, "Believe you can make a difference." The front cover of that book describes a paragraph, and it goes something like this: there's a lot in this world we can't see, but just because we can't see something or hold it in our hands doesn't mean it's not there. Here's this book's secret. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. The power lies in believing the seen. I have probably read that book at probably 5 or 6 times. So it continues to remind me that the goal, the dream, and the challenge, and the people it affects is the most important thing. Simply stated, the start to a better world, a better life, or a better future is simply our belief that it's possible. I've taken that motto from this book, and our mission and goals for NAED have been relentlessly pursued. And the journey will hopefully go well beyond me standing before you today. I chose a saying out of the book written by Pamela Melroy that depicts for me things we should be thinking about in our businesses every single day as we try to differentiate the channel. Believe you are far bigger than anything that can happen to you. In your life's journeys, there will be excitement and fulfillment, boredom and routine, and even the occasional train wreck. But when you've picked a dream that is bigger than you personally, that truly reflects the ideals that you cherish, and that can positively affect others, then you'll always have another reason for carrying on. Thank you, Mo, for that inspiration and your belief in me. In addition to thanking our NAED staff and our board of directors, I would like to once again thank the executive team of Mayer Electric Supply for allowing me to serve as your chair. Many here are here today to help me celebrate this special occasion, and I thank them. It's an honor and a privilege to be called a member of that team. Lastly, I want to take this opportunity to thank my family, who also sits here with me today. My sons David and Scott join me here in Washington as the first 4th-generation members to join Mayer Electric. David's wife Jana and our 5th-generation member, Ava, could not join the party due to another 5th-generation member being in the oven and due in July. Now, if you met Ava, she's 2.5 years old. She'd be standing right here next to me, and she'd be pointing her finger, and she'd be completely bossy. And my guess is we may have found who may lead Mayer Electric one day in the future. I would be completely remiss if I didn't thank my wonderful bride, Nancy, who is our current chair and CEO. She has been there every single step of the way. So as I conclude my message of connecting forces through the channel for the year, let me pose a very simple challenge to all I have spoken to all I have met with, and to those sitting here in the room today. Let's turn from spectators to participants. I'll recall the words from one of our distinguished U.S. presidents, President Theodore Roosevelt, who so eloquently said the following: "Far better it is to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to remain with those poor spirits who neither enjoy much nor suffer much, because they live in the gray twilight that knows not victory nor defeat. We have too much to do to sit on the sidelines, folks. We need you to step out of the gray twilight into the bright sunshine so that we can all see the dawn of a new day.